Welcome to the Tennis Warehouse racket review of the 2022 Head Speed Pro. Known as one of the most versatile players rackets on the market, the Head Speed Pro gets some slight tweaks for 2022 to make it an awesome option for experienced competitors looking for control and feel. Updated with the uniquely flexible Auxetic construction in the yoke, this racket retains its 100 square inch head, 18 by 20 string pattern, and 23mm constant beam. With just the right amount of weight, plow through, and balance of speed and stability, players will quickly appreciate this well-rounded frame. I'm going to start this playtest on a high note. This is my favorite Speed Pro to date. Now, Speed Pros from the past sometimes have been great rackets, but just weren't my favorite, and they didn't really stand out to me. But there must be some sort of magic in that Auxetic technology, because I noticed it in the Prestiges, and I'm noticing it again with this Speed Pro. It plays amazing and falls right into my wheelhouse. It feels stable and solid from all areas of the court. And I'd like to compare it to two rackets that I hit with often, which would be the RF97 as well as the Prestige Tour. This racket felt even more forgiving, but I never felt limited with that tighter 18 by 20 string pattern. So I really appreciated that I could step up and hit big when I wanted to, or it could be super consistent. The sweet spot felt large. I already mentioned it felt forgiving, but I never felt hindered with a lack of spin either. So everything was there when I wanted. At the net, super stable, very precise, and even on serves, I felt I could power up my serves when I wanted to and really focus on hitting my target. But overall, I just really felt in command with this Speed Pro, and it's definitely a racket I'm going to continue to keep hitting with.
I was a big fan of the previous version of the Speed Pro, and I like this new version so much that I'm switching to this racket as my racket of choice. Just a silky smooth response, especially from the baseline. Love this one on my backhand slice. I can really drive that ball with a lot of weight and get a ton of feel, so I can control the ball and really just wait to the last second on where I want to put it deep to a corner, either down line or cross court, or drop it short for a little bit of touch there. At net, again, loaded with control and feel. My drop volleys and placement volleys working exceptionally well with this racket. And then there's still enough mass, I feel, to help me get some good pace and weight behind the ball on both my ground strokes and serves. And as Michelle mentioned, it's a spin-friendly racket. I feel like I can accelerate it through, get all the topspin or slice that I want to get on the ball out of this one, and get it to those targets. But most importantly, when I'm playing points, there's nothing more than I want in my hand than this racket right now. I just feel super confident with it. And if I'm going to hit a target, it's going to be with this racket.
Luckily, I've been able to play test pretty much all versions of the Speed Pro, even going back to some of the old UTech Speed 1820 rackets, and really like this update. First thing that stood out to me is the glossy black paint job in the hoop. I think it really pops and looks clean. So just cosmetic wise, I like that a lot. But the feel of this racket, I definitely think it's improved over previous Graphene editions. One thing I noticed with this racket is just the versatility. Getting pretty easy power for an 1820 from the baseline. I felt like I got good pop, easy to get depth on the ball. Definitely noticed it on serve, like the flat serves. I was getting pretty easy pace. So I think that's one thing that really stood out for me with this one, and also felt pretty connected to the ball. I would say maybe not getting as much feel as I typically like from like a thinner beam player frame, maybe like the Prestige Pro 2021, but definitely more ease of use and versatility here. The sweet spot's big, and I felt like I could really be connected and hit my targets, kind of what Chris was talking about. So overall, I was really impressed with this frame. And I think for players out there that maybe are looking to transition from something like a pure drive or a Head Extreme to just want just a little bit more control and connection, this is a great frame.
So this Speed Pro completed the trifecta for me. The last couple months, I have hit with the Boom Pro as well as the new Prestige Pro, and this one kept the train rolling in the right direction. I feel like in a lot of ways it hit middle ground between those two rackets. Compared to the Boom Pro, it has a closed pattern, so I got more control out of it, though the frame still stayed nice and comfortable in hand. And then compared to the Prestige Pro, it's 10 grams lighter, and that gave me nice maneuverability and just ease as far as long hitting sessions are concerned. So from the baseline, felt like I was constructing points really nicely with this racket, where I could trust the ball to change direction or be a little bit more aggressive, and I was still able to hit my targets. So moving up to net, Same thing, I was confident in my ability to find angles or put the ball deep in the court and extend points. On serve, I felt like I didn't have any problem producing topspin, even though it is a closed pattern. So I could hit spots, pull my opponent off the court, and look for that 1-2 that I'm always trying to step around and hit a forehand off that return. So overall, this is a racket that I think a lot of players are gonna like. It just hits that Goldilocks zone really nicely.
We play tested the Speed Pro with several different string options, but our absolute favorite was Head Lynx Tour at 52 pounds. To learn more about this racket and many others, please visit us at Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.